Legball is a combination of a lot of different sports that has been brought together in order to make a complete new version of all those sports. Tennis in the net version, you got to go over the net, and then the wall version is very much like racquetball or handball. At the same time, you can juggle the ball all you want. That means foot bag or a sabak takraw, which is the Asian game. So it brings all those together and focuses on basically. You're trying to focus on non-soccer players for that matter. You don't have to look for a team or a field. You can just grab a buddy and come and play the very fine art of soccer in a competitive way.
She can work it to the left, work it to the right.
Yes.
Well, I've just been playing Legball a few times and I've learned that I really like it, just for the few times that I've been here. I can't stop.
As you all see, it's a two-bounce game. You're allowed maximum of 2 bounces, and the body and the sidewalls are neutral. You can juggle it all you want. You can play it off the sidewalls all you want, but no more than 2 bounces on the ground. Ready? 1, 2. You got it.
First time I played soccer usually, and it's much fun. Yeah,
You
I
like it? You think it's a lot
very
of fun?
much. Yes, very good.
Great. You're really a good juggler, so you must have been a soccer player, huh?
Yeah, I was playing soccer, and I like very much this.
Do you like the wall version or the net
I
version?
think this is better.
The net version, you like
it.
that? You're really good at that. Yeah, thank you very much. We have developed the ball specially for this sport. It's since there is a lot of body contact in this sport. There's a lot of chest traps, head traps, lap traps, and so forth. So we've developed a ball that is like one big tennis ball. It's a fuzzy ball. It's kind of soft, but at the same time, it has a lot of bounciness to it. Now we're going to play a game of doubles. In Legball, the game of doubles is a little different than any other sport. Both members of the same team have to touch the ball before they return it. So you're obligated to pass it to your partner, and then he can pass it back to you as long as both partners touch it at least once. Another unique aspect of Legball is that it's the only sport that a player can take possession of the ball for as long as he wants, uncontested. No other sport does that.
called leg ball, folks, and it's fast, and I'll tell you, a very quick game. You got to be thinking on your feet, cross between so many different sports. The inventor's the man in the yellow shirt right there, David Abhari. David, I'll tell you, I think he's got something here, folks, because you know what? It's not an expensive sport. Don't need a lot of equipment. Let's see what happens. Hey, David, let me talk to you a minute here about this sport, what it's all about and everything. I know you're going to lose the point there, but I guess your guy can keep playing and working himself out here. Where did the sport come from?
Well, it originated about 20 years ago around North Hollywood area of Los Angeles, and I noticed at that time that there's a lack or an absence for a one-on-one competitive kicking sport. And Legball does that in a wall version and a net version, and it brings in the elements of other sports like tennis or handball or racquetball, and it's very aerobic, as you can see.
Yeah, it does. Matter of fact, you can even work yourself out, I guess, playing by yourself. But what are the rules here?
It's a two-bounce game. Instead of one, you're allowed maximum of 2 bounces on the ground, and the body is neutral and the sidewalls are neutral. You can play it off the sidewalls and juggle the ball all you want, and when it comes off the front wall, the opponent controls it and kicks it back.
A little bit of soccer, handball, racquetball, tennis involved?
Yes, it has elements of all those sports in it.
Speaking of tennis, over here on this court over here, you can see they're playing doubles right now with a net, so there's a couple versions of leg ball. Again, I got to tell you something. If you've played soccer, if you've played tennis, if you have played racquetball, this will be the kind of sport you want to get involved in, and it's something you can actually learn without having been a player, a participant in those other sports. I'm going to tell you something right here. It gets quick, and I'm going to try it when we come back in a little while. I got to practice first.
We're going to check in with Rodney, who I believe is kicking it today. Aren't you, Rodney?
I'll be kicking it in a while. It's one way to stay warm this morning. Balboa Park, it's called leg ball. The gentleman right here in the yellow shirt, David Abhari, is the man that invented this sport. It's very quick, quite interesting. Handball, racquetball, tennis mixture. You got it all right here, folks, and some soccer, a lot of soccer involved.
Let's toss things back out to Rod Luck, who's in Balboa Park. And Rod, have you been practicing? We want to see some action
Actually,
here.
somebody brought a box of donuts. I devoured that sucker watching these guys play this morning. But it's interesting. It's called leg ball, everybody. You can see here they use 3 walls. The man in the yellow shirt, David Abhari, is the man that invented this sport. Cross between soccer, racquetball, handball. And you know what? I'll tell you what, especially soccer. You got to know how to work those feet. But also a lot of tennis involved here when it comes to scoring. Now, back east, when we were kids and what have you, you see a lot of people playing kickball in the street and what have you. Some guys even played a version of baseball with this. But it's putting it all in a court, and it's very inexpensive. As you see, not much equipment is needed. All you can do is have a pair of shoes, and of course, you got to wear clothes too. Well, let's talk to David for a moment if we can. And David, find out about this. You're the man. You invented this baby. How did it all come about?
At one point, I realized there was a need or an absence of a one-on-one competitive kicking sport, and leg ball sort of fills that gap. And it's got a wall version and a net version, and your leg and your feet become your rackets in a way. It's very aerobic, as you can see.
Yeah.
And it improves agility, coordination, timing, reflexes. It's an all-around sport.
And just about anybody can play it. Of course,
true.
for those that don't have that quickness, it can be quite difficult because it gets quick.
But it develops. After a while, it develops. A lot of non-soccer players have played it, and they really like it. And also, it's a very aerobic sport as well.
Yeah, as I watch you play this, I know, man. I'm going to tell you what, these guys can play. And you know what? The better you get at it, the more fun it is because, you know, when you play racquetball and handball, you want to hit the ball low on the wall sometimes for the kill and what have you. What they're doing here is setting each other up, basically, and doing their thing. And again, like I say, I think it's nice to be able to see a whole lot of new things happening when it comes to inventing other sports for our kids to play. In this case, adults, where you don't need or have to have a lot of money, folks. And then, of course, there's a net version also. And here's where the tennis comes into play. And David, watching these gentlemen play tennis, so you have a couple versions of leg ball, more than just playing against 3 walls.
That's true. The net version resembles tennis very much, and the sidewalls are neutral. You can bounce it off the sidewalls all you want, and of course the body is neutral. You can juggle the ball all you want, and once you make it over the net, then it's very much like tennis.
The ball can't hit the ground more than twice?
More than twice, yeah. That's the basic rule, that you're allowed only maximum of 2 ground bounces.
It can be frustrating, but again, once you learn it, can be very
Absolutely. It's
vitalizing, so to do.
very much so. And it really improves a lot of those qualities like agility, reflexes, timing, coordination. And your leg become, and your feet become your axis, basically. Left and right. And it's a true symmetrical sport. Your weak side develops just as good as the right one.
You want to get this in other rec centers. You want to also get this in the schools and what have you. Very inexpensive for schools.
That's very true. Actually, the existing handball courts in the schools can be utilized to play this sport, kind of a limited version of the sport.
Okay, now let me ask the lady here. How long you been playing this son of a gun?
Actually, I've only played a few times. I've been coming back about a couple of months now.
Yeah, you like it?
I actually really like it.
What does it do for you?
It gets me sweating, for one thing. But it's a real good game because it gets your lower body, leg work. I have never been able to play soccer. I was a big soccer player, but I play a lot of racket sports. This complements with a bunch of leg sports, and I'll be in shape before you know it.
Yeah, good luck to you. You look like you're doing all right there. Anyway, play leg ball, it's called. That number will be on our KOSI morning news lines.
Welcome back. There's a new sport in San Diego. It's a combination of handball and volleyball, but you only use your feet. Here's more on leg ball, the one-on-one kicking sport.
This is going to be the birthplace of the sport.
Great.
And the breeding ground of the sport.
Return.
It's my humble gift to the city of San Diego and Balboa Park.
Very good. That's a point.
This is the very first time that competitively two people can compete on a one-on-one level using the lower part of the body. And you get a choice of either a plant kick serve or a drop kick serve. The drop kick serve would have to be on the ascent, which resembles this, like that.
Okay.
That would be a drop kick serve. Or the plant kick serve, you can put it anywhere. It would resemble a corner kick. You can just kick it above the line with no sidewall contact. That was a no-good serve.
That's a no good serve. It's like volleyball, you have to serve and score a point.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not going to make it either. Don't show this part. Don't show this part.
The ball is always airborne and moving, so you get really familiar with the ball. It becomes a part of your body because it's always in the air.
Is one version more popular than the other? Is the net version more popular than the wall
In a
version?
way, they're both, this is a little more difficult. And you got to be good at that in order to play this. The ball comes here a little faster because there's no front ball to break the speed of the ball. You can use the very art of soccer in a competitive way. You can showcase the art of soccer, which is juggling, heading, or lap trapping, chest trapping, in a competitive way on one-on-one level. But in a field soccer, you really don't have time to do that. You gotta.
Don't ask me what I'm doing back here.
In this one, it's basically finesse and accuracy and precision comes into the picture more so than overpowered kicks.
All right, the courts are down at Balboa Park. They're brand new. The courts have been there about 2 or 3 weeks. It's free, open to the public, only free until about mid-February, at which time there'll be a minimal charge to play there. But go down there, it's free, and Dave, the main man there, will give you a ball and give you some instruction and give you some more of the finer points of the game. And I really encourage people to go try it out. If you're like me, I was never a big soccer fan because I felt it was a bunch of running around for nothing. It was a lot of fun. It's a much more confined area. And if you like soccer and enjoy soccer, you're obviously going to like it. But I had a good time.
You look like you held your own there.
Well, got lucky.
It looks like it gets you a good aerobic workout,
It's
too.
a very, very good aerobic workout, and it is not a bunch of running around for nothing because it's a lot easier to score points in the game than it is in regular field soccer.
Well, maybe it'll catch on, huh?
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.